All right, welcome in. This is Automotive Repair News Today. Thanks for checking out this week's podcast episode. My name is Braxton Critcher, your host, and wow, I had to catch my breath just to even sit down and record this episode. Lots happening in the Critcher household, and maybe for you too, just busy season, right? Busy couple of months, busy couple of years, right? So anyway, lots going on, but plenty happening in the automotive repair industry, the automotive industry. Excited to give you the scoop on what's going on in today's headlines. If you haven't followed us on social yet, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, do that. Got a bunch of great interviews about to start releasing over the next couple of days to help keep you informed of what's happening and even give you a little hope for the future of the industry. And some exciting news, hope-filled stories as well, so follow us on social. All right, first story today, SEMA is urging for support for many U.S. manufacturers. They wrote a letter to President Trump a few days ago talking about the tariffs. Of course, all these tariffs are about to drop next week on the automotive aftermarket industry, the parts industry, and they are requesting assistance for companies working to reshore operations. Like, of course, many parts manufacturers have sent their manufacturing overseas, Canada, Mexico, China, other places. And so they're trying to bring that back to the U.S., but of course they need time, so this letter is asking for Trump to help these companies that are working in that direction but just need more time before these tariffs start to make a big hit. CEO Mike Spagnuolo of SEMA sent the letter, and here's a quote I wanted to pull out and highlight for you. He said, "Our primary request is that American automotive parts manufacturers be provided a transition period to reshore their manufacturing, as well as some form of electronic relief to assist in that transition." So it also calls attention, the letter does, to hidden challenges, things like steel, aluminum producers that are connected, of course, to auto parts that are having to do the same thing. So it's like there's layers to this, right? The parts, auto parts, also have to have parts to make the parts. So it's a complicated thing, and we'll see what comes of this letter from SEMA to President Trump with these tariffs set to take effect next week. All right, this is pretty crazy. So Missouri, have you heard about this? Next story. Missouri lawmakers are reviewing bills. This is not a joke. This is really happening. They are reviewing bills that would eliminate safety inspections for vehicles from 2012 or newer, or with under 150,000 miles. So that would take a lot of vehicles that are on the road and making them exempt from checks. Now, 2012, of course, at this point is 13 years old, which is the average age of the vehicles on the road today. So, I mean, that's the majority of vehicles on the road made in 2012 or sooner or newer. The Midwest Auto Care Alliance strongly opposes these changes. I mean, rightfully so. They are citing increased risks to public safety and data showing that mechanical failure rates are significantly lower in states with inspection programs. Older vehicles pose higher safety risks, with defect rates rising 20% for vehicles 11 to 15 years old, which is right there at that mark. 25% of vehicles, defect rate goes up to 25% for vehicles 16 to 20 years old. So just kind of crazy this is being thought of there in Missouri. So follow that story, and if you are in Missouri, write letters to your state representatives about this bill. They're trying to exempt vehicles 2012 or newer from safety inspections, or I'm saying it's 2012 or newer with under 150,000 miles. So, anyway, just to me, kind of perplexing as to why that got brought up when there's so many other things that should be on the docket, but we're talking about this. So go write letters to your Congress people in Missouri and stop this from happening. Don't set a precedent that other states are like, oh, let's try that too, All right, next up, Hyundai is hoping to adjust things with their Hyundai Assurance program to help ease the impact on price hikes for their customers because, of course, the proposed 25% auto tariff is looming, so they're trying to make adjustments to help, not have to spike the prices too much. By the way, 40% of Hyundai's vehicles are already U.S. made, so that's a good thing. So they've got production facilities in Alabama and Savannah, Georgia. That's their latest plant. Their Meta plant in Savannah, Georgia. But they're making adjustments to their Hyundai Assurance program for their customers. The program already includes a warranty of 10-year, 100,000 miles, roadside assistance for 24/7 roadside assistance, car care. Of course, that's free inspections, oil changes at Hyundai dealerships. Job loss protection allows owners to return their vehicle within a certain period of time if they experience involuntary job loss. A trade-in guarantee, all sorts of stuff. So they're making some tweaks to that already existing assurance program to sort of bake in something for these tariffs that are looming. Keep an eye on that with Hyundai. All right, Shopware, shop management system, just released a new online service scheduler. It's going to give customers the power to book online services anytime. It'll feature, a couple of things: automated reminders, real-time calendar syncing, smart scheduling rules to prevent double bookings. That's pretty cool. Scheduler enhances customer satisfaction, reduces no-shows, even opens the door for upsell opportunities by reminding clients of declined services. Pretty cool stuff. That Shopware is rolling out with their latest scheduler update. If you're a Shopware client or considering a new SMS at your shop, Shopware just released this new online service scheduler. Pretty cool there. All right, last story for the day to keep you in the know. SEMA is coming up in November. And next week, registration opens. I got to go to my first SEMA and Apex last year. Actually did not get to make it over to SEMA. I spent all of my time at Apex, just across the street. But maybe this year I'll get to make it over to SEMA. But the registration does open next week, April 28th. Badges, just $50 through June 27th at semashow.com/attendee. Early registrants will help you, of course, get better deals on flights, hotels, and, of course, the better price, $50 for your badge through June 27th, as SEMA opens up registration next week for this coming November's SEMA show in Las Vegas. All right, that's a quick glimpse of what's going on around the automotive aftermarket industry. This podcast is called Automotive Repair News Today. I'm Braxton. Thanks so much for listening. Interviews, again, coming out in the next couple of days. Hope you can listen to those. Until next time, thanks for listening to Automotive Repair News Today. Hey, if you're still here, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Automotive Repair News Today. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment, like, share, subscribe to the podcast. It'll help us out a big deal and help grow the show. And you know what? While you're at it, slap on a review too if you feel like this content is helpful for the industry. Don't forget to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Stay connected and be the first to know about new episodes, behind-the-scene content, and more. And until next time, let's make the industry better together.